Hi everybody, my name is Dr. Chetan Fadke. I have received physiotherapy training from India and I have a PhD in neurorehabilitation. I work as a scientist. So that's just to give you an idea that I have a scientific mind, a mind that likes to inquire and investigate everything that I know and I can see. And for those of you who know me, know this about me, that I like to get to the bottom of things. And but really this whole effort on my part to share something with you today is in the subject of nutrition. Now, nutrition is something that I've been very interested in for last 3, 4, 5 years now, and I've been on this path of trying to understand how food is affecting me. And I was really motivated to walk this path because of my personal health. I had last 5, 6 years, well, last 10 years really, I had some niggle in my belly, bloating, pain, and that sort of thing. I really wanted to understand what was going on. 10 years ago I saw a surgeon in India, and when he saw my x-ray and he examined my gut, he told me there's some kind of gastritis and I should stay away from milk. So that was 10 years ago. And from oily food, he also mentioned don't eat too oily food. And I didn't quite understand why he said that, but I did that for a year or two, and I felt better. And when I felt better, guess what happened? I started eating everything else I ate. And then a few years down the line, I started getting the trouble again. So anyway, this is what I want to talk to you about today. Why is this important? This is important because for me, I have in my family history, I have cancer, I have heart disease, I have stroke, diabetes, all these kind of diseases. So obviously if this runs in my family, then I am at a risk for it. So this is a well-known risk factor that if there's a family history of some of these things, then you are at a higher chance of getting them yourself. And in addition to that, you'll agree with me that almost everyone we know, every person that is watching this video probably knows someone, either a friend or a friend of a friend, who has one of these diseases: stroke, cancer, heart disease, diabetes. So I've been reading a lot of books and watching a lot of videos on YouTube, and this has been a really rewarding experience for me, and I've learned a lot. I've also read a lot of articles, a lot of research articles written by mainstream PhDs and MDs and so on. I've been a big follower of several YouTube personalities like Dr. John McDougall, Dr. Neil Barnard, Dr. Esselstyn, Dr. Colin Campbell, and many others. So I thought that I should also investigate this myself. So I did a plant-based nutrition course offered by the Cornell University, and it was very helpful. And I've been on this journey, and I realized that it's probably time for me to give something back, because every person understands things differently, and when you understand it, you study something, you understand it based on your life experiences. So I thought it might be nice for me to share that with my friends and family on YouTube. So that's really what my effort is. And I think every human being has a responsibility to independently study something for themselves, to investigate it for themselves, so that they don't hear it secondhand from someone else. I'm not a doctor, and this is not medical advice, but I believe we should always go to doctors for medical advice, but we cannot take our burdens and put it squarely on their shoulders. We have to shoulder some of that responsibility ourselves as well. And a friend of mine once told me, how many of us know how our organs work, our internal organs? For example, what does gallbladder do? What do kidneys do? What is the function of the gut? And so the more understanding we have about these things, the better informed we'll be. And so I've been on this path of learning, and hopefully through this video blog I'll share these things with you, hopefully once a week. And the other thing about sharing is that when you share something that you've studied, share something with others that you have understood, your understanding improves. It gets to a next level, it goes to a higher level, and I'm hoping this will happen with me as well, and hopefully you'll find it beneficial as well. All right, so why chronic diseases? And well, that's, like I said, it was my personal experience with some of these problems that I got interested in this. And here's the thing about diseases. There are two kinds. You can think of them as chronic meaning they last a long time, acute, they're short term because of short term causes. For example, if you fall, I had a fall a couple of days ago and you hurt yourself, there are excellent treatments. If you've broken a bone, you can set it, you can fix it. If required, pins can be placed and you rest. They're very well-defined treatments and well-defined outcomes. The bone will heal, you'll recover your movement through exercise, physical therapy, massage, and so on, and you're expected to get better. Same thing with infections. If you get acute infection, we can study it, we can do blood tests. By we, I mean our medical community. They can do the blood test, identify what's causing the problem, target antibiotics, for example, to treat that. So it's a very well understood and well demarcated recovery from these things. So it's really good. But some of the chronic stuff, like diabetes, what do? We only manage diabetes. We don't really treat diabetes. It's not an infection that we treat. We just manage the problems associated with diabetes. Same thing with stroke. Once the stroke happens, we don't do anything about it. It's there. We just manage the problems that are associated with stroke. So I'll go into that a little bit later, but right now I just wanted to quickly mention that there have been, in my mind, there were revolutionary claims that people made of reversing diseases like diabetes, like heart disease, and I felt like I call them claims because they're still not approved or still not accepted by most of us, and they're still not understood by most of us. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of these things, and based on science. Again, this is not based on hocus pocus or hearsay. This is I really want to believe in research that has been undertaken and published in journals, and I really want to use that information rather than just reading a book, just learning about someone's experience. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm not a medical doctor, and I am a seeker of truth. I'm interested in the truth, and so are you, and we are on this journey together. So I'm hoping that I'll share with you some of my learnings in this process, so I can improve my understanding, but as well help my family and friends and other friends on YouTube across the world to really think about these things and become aware of these things and embark on this path themselves. So in this video blog series, I'm going to talk about different things related to diet. It could be anything related to the functions of the organs or what kind of effect foods have, and yeah, so I'm going to embark on this journey. I'm just looking at my notes here. Yeah, so I really want to start a dialogue with you. So YouTube allows us to put comments in, ask questions. So hopefully we'll start this conversation, and we'll see where that takes us. And I welcome your feedback and your questions and your suggestions, and I'm excited about doing this. So that's it for now. Be well, and I'm sending you warm wishes from cold Canada. Bye.